Who's got the direct line down there to get us turned on?
Well, I know who does, and it's not I.
No, they're on mute at the Salvation Army.
Yep.
Cal, excuse me, Cal, N7NW, radio. Mike, N7WA. Gil, W7GIL. Hi, Gil.
David, WA7DY.
W7AYU. Dick, W7INK. David, KG7POD
Jeff, N7FCC.
And Scott, KG7T.
Christopher, K7CW. Tim, WB7TIM.
Mike, W7XPZ. I'm James, W7H.
Robert, KG7WFP.
Retired from
Ron, KJ7OFI.
Dennis, KJ7HXX.
KG7POD.
Robert, KF7RWA.
Robin, WA7BRI. We'll go in the back, Skip.
Yep, KJ7OFI.
David, KJ7AKG. Mike, AB7E.
KC8.
Jeff, W7BRS.
Jane, KE7MES.
Brett, K7GIJ.
Carl, N7CJR.
Jason, KJ7DLE.
I'm Phil, K7PIA, your president. Good to see you all here this morning, and we'll go dive right into officer and editor reports. We'll start with the president, that's me. I have nothing to report. Good to see you all here this morning. We have almost 40 people here, so this is great. Secretary Carl.
I don't have a report, but I'd like to announce that we have a quorum, and I would like a motion to approve last month's minutes.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Dick? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Raise your hands so I can. And we're doing a poll on the Zoom, so. Okay, that sounds good. All opposed here? Any opposed here? I'm sorry.
It's unanimous online too.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Carl. Treasurer Scott.
Let's see. I've supported or submitted all the regular reports to the board, and our current standing as far as membership as of the board meeting was 298. So we just need a couple more and we're going to get over the 300 mark. So, and any dues, anybody here in the room can come see me, and anybody online or anytime during the month, please check out the Mike and Key membership webpage, and there's many opportunities to pay your dues. So look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, thank you, Scott. VP Steve's not here, but Manfred, AG7 owner, is taking his place. Go ahead.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Phil. Right, so the vice president's job usually is to introduce prospective club members and then lead the voting by the general membership here. So we do have a number of prospective members who were approved by our board already online and also in the room here, and I just want to be sure we make sure we're not forgetting anybody. So online I have Craig, WA7HTN, and Bob, WA7HTJ. Is there anybody else online who got an invitation from me to come today for the voting? Good, excellent. Ooh. And in the room here we have three prospective members. David, KJ7OFI, right? Excellent. And also Paul, KI7QXV, and Fred, K7GIJ, right? Okay. Excellent. Is there anybody else who got an email from me regarding the voting today? Okay, excellent. So the way it works, we will ask every single one of you to introduce yourselves briefly, and then after we'll do the Zoom first, right? And then we'll ask those prospective members to step out for a moment while we we do the voting here, and then you get asked back in, and there will be a large round of applause usually. So that's how that works. Okay. All right. So let's go to the two gentlemen online first. Craig and Bob both are members of the Puget Sound repeater group, who and they were in charge of the lease for the Tiger Mountain and also Gold Mountain repeaters that were inherited now and merged into the club. And with that comes also their application for membership. So we're very happy to have you both apply to become a member. So I would like to ask each of you to give a brief introduction, maybe Craig first.
Okay, well, my name is Craig Larson, WA7HTN, and I've been a radio amateur since 1966, a commercial ship-to-shore Marine CW operator for many of those years, and then later with Boeing as a avionics test tech. So, and also Puget Sound Radio Repeater Group, where I've been involved with that since the very beginning. And so now that you guys have taken it over, we're joining the club so we can continue helping out with that. And that's about it.
Thank you, Craig. Then we have Bob.
I didn't hear you very well. Did you give me the go ahead there?
Yes.
Manfred? Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Bob, WA7HTJ. I won't talk long. I'm suffering a super cold. That's why I'm not there. I don't think I want to share it. It's been going on for over a week, so it's nasty. Anyway, I got a small pharmacy off to the left you can't see. I've been involved with the Puget Sound RTTY repeater group, and that's correct. We started out as an RTTY repeater group. We had an operational RTTY repeater using narrowband shift that we secured the lease on East Tiger Mountain, got a plot of land and put a building up there, which you saw earlier, Cal standing in front of it. Cal's been involved for quite a few years, but it's 45 years that I put into that site, and I'll continue to help out as I can. And that's all I'm going to say before I get in a coughing spasm. But I've been a ham since 1965. I have an extra class license. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob, for your introduction, and I hope you feel better soon. All right, so then we'll go to the three candidates in the room here. Let's see, Fred, would you like to go first? You come up here and talk for a moment. Oh, yeah, the other mic. Sure, there, over there. Okay. All right.
Well, I'm Fred, K7GIJ. I've had a license since about 1959. Shortly after I left high school. I was out of Franklin High School. I've operated on many of the bands, 160 I haven't, but I started out as a novice and technician class license, and I did a lot on VHF, and especially on 6 meters. And I lived over in Seattle. I worked on bands up to the 1240, 1260 band. And have hoped to get back more active. Wife and I have been in the medical net. So she's my YL. Anyway, that's me.
Thank you, Fred. Okay, then we have David, KJ7ZVQ.
Hi there, David, KJ7ZVQ. I'm basically coming to the club to learn something, and right off the bat, right away, I learned about something I'd never heard of in my life. As a retired educator, recently retired, I appreciate that. My interests are primarily CW. I operate from a noisy city lot in Seattle. Also looking forward to doing more mobile parks on the air kinds of things as well. All right. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Excellent. Okay. Then the fifth gentleman is Paul. No, I'm sorry. No, I got it back. That was no, it is David. No, David or Paul. Paul, I'm sorry. I'm getting all mixed up here. Okay.
Let's see if we can get this. Is that a little better? No? Oh, okay. Okay, I'm Paul. I now live in Gig Harbor on the other side of 16 up on the hill. And I only say that because previously we had a house on Heron Island. And the way we were situated, my nearest clear shot was a place called Kamchatka Peninsula. I was about 20, 30 feet down the bank, and anything over towards population center didn't go anywhere. I have done most of my radio work with Aries and CERT for emergency communications. And then previous to that, we had a house in a HOA. Terrible, absolutely terrible. So I'm very happy to have our own house on our own lot, and looking forward to putting up a tower and really getting on the air. KI6QXV.
Excellent. Applause for you too. And we did skip the applause for Craig and Bob, so another round, please. Yay. Okay, so before we send you out, for a moment we would like to ask anybody else if there are any questions for any of the 5 candidates. Does anybody have any Anything you would like to ask them? Anybody online? Then Mike will escort the three candidates from inside the room here around the corner for a moment. David, Paul, and Fred, if you would go around the corner there. Need to do a little voting, and you may get your picture taken actually. and then Bob and Craig will be escorted into the waiting room already. Okay. Okay. So we're all secure. All right. So does anybody here have any comments or questions about any of the five candidates? Hal?
Yeah. This for both Bob and for Craig. I've known them shortly after they put the repeater site up at East Tiger Mountain. So it's been 40 years at least. We've had a repeater up there with them since then. And in fact, we were involved when they were first put up the two twin Rowan 25 sections up there, which were mine at the time that we loaned, or actually donated. Anyway, great people, and I'm looking forward to them being part of the club because as radio officer, we will need their expertise in managing the East Tiger Mountain site and the Gold Mountain site. So we've got a lot of things coming up here in the next year or so happening. But we'll get more into that more later. But both these guys, I'm really looking forward and very happy that they want to continue on and working with the club.
Any other questions or comments from anybody?
Daniel Stevens. If I get this
Okay,
thing
if
set up
not,
right.
then I guess we'll go straight. Oh, Daniel? Oh, I see.
Yeah. Hi, Manfred. I'm glad that these guys are participating with the club too and joining the club. They've got a really active repeater system. They're just getting older. I met a couple of guys over there in Gold Mountain when we're taking some antennas and doing some antenna work over there. It's glad they have all this experience and this age in here. They've done some great things with their repeaters, and I look forward to helping with them. And then the guy who's in education. Do you want to help with the training team? We got a couple classes coming up. Back to you guys, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel. Any other questions online? Not, yes? No? Okay. If not, we'll go to our voting. So the first candidate to vote on would be David Guthrie, KJ7ZVQ. Can we bring up the online voting? It's up? Okay. And then we'll do also the voting in here. Who is for David to join the club? Okay, that clearly is a quorum here. Yep. Okay, excellent. Got 19 out of 19 online and plenty in the room. The next will be Craig Larson, WA7HTN. Please vote for or not against, hopefully for Craig. And online, okay. That clearly is also an excellent majority. Okay. Then we have Bob Amos, WA7HTJ. Okay. Okay, excellent. And then we have Paul Petach, KI7QXV. Okay. And then we have Fred Yerian, K7GIJ. Okay, all right. So we got all 5 voted in, and we can let them back in the room, both here in 3D and online. Okay. Paul, David, and Fred. Well, big round of applause. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all 5 of you. Thank you for joining the club. That puts us over the 300 membership count for the first time in club's history. We have with these 300 or plus members, we have an unbelievable amount of brain power and skills, professional human skills, you name it, anything. So we need to put that to good work somehow for the benefit of the club. Yes, well, that will happen here shortly, presumably. Right. And then let me also. Right.
And anybody online, please go to the membership webpage and you can find instructions on how to pay.
Right.
And Fred, since your wife has already joined, I give you $6.
For membership. Yeah. One more thing, since our.
For the family membership.
Okay. One more thing, since our last board meeting, we got 6 new membership applications who have not been approved by the board. We will deal with that at the next board meeting early February. And 2 of those 6, maybe even more actually, but at least 2, Mike, AB7, Alpha Bravo 7 Delta, and Matt, KC8PNF, are sitting in the back here. So you know the drill now. You'll be next month, and thanks for submitting your application. And with that, I'll give it back to Phil.
Oh, there's a 20 word for Minnesota.
All right, thank you, Manfred, and congratulations to the new members. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. Next on my list is the activities manager, David, W7DAO. I think he's on Zoom. Did he leave? All right, no report from the activities.
All right, I'm Hal, N7NW. I'm the radio officer for all you new people here who joined the club. And so what have I got? Well, in December, the lease for the East Tiger Mountain site and the Gold Mountain site has been finished with the DNR and transferred from PSRRG to the Mikey Key Amateur Radio Club. So we now hold those 2 leases. Bob and Craig, who will be invaluable, are transferring all of the holdings, equipment from the PSRRG to the Mike and Key Amateur Radio Club. We will have a 1296 repeater. We will have 2 repeaters on 440, 1 D-Star and 1 FM. We will have a 220 repeater, which we already have had. We'll have a 2-meter repeater. And maybe sometime we'll have a remote link for HF communications up there via computer. So if Jim I think Jim still wants to do that. He wants to put his flex radio up there. So that'll take a little while to work on. But we've got a lot of exciting things coming up here this coming year in getting more knowledgeable about all the equipment. And that's why I'm so happy that Bob and Craig are going to stay with us and help us with that and help maintain that, because they have an infinite amount of wisdom regarding the existing systems that were up there that they have had. And we have basically zero wisdom regarding their systems. So, but we're learning, and Bob is also, or Craig is also the computer guy, and so there's quite a bit of computer activity. So we'll eventually be transferring over and having a lot of more visibility via computer to our repeater systems up at Tiger Mountain. And if and when we get something at Gold Mountain. It currently is basically a site now, does not have a repeater on it, so we're working on it. So a lot of things happening, and we have a repeater committee set up. We were basically a small committee, but we'll be taking ideas from members and stuff like that as to what they would like to see in our repeater system. We'll probably change all the timeout timers back to a minute and a half. It's kind of an inside joke with the board and our net control operators. So, any question? Yeah.
Will you be updating the T repeater page to show the new assets?
Yes. We'll be. Right now, there is a WA7HJR repeater site. So if you web page, if you go on that, you can get quite a little bit of access there. So that type of web page is either going to be transferred over. We're still working that out, and we're still going to be working out how we will integrate all that. Yeah, but right. So we can put a link on to the WA7HJR, and they'll have some information out there. And there's some cameras out there you can look at, or a camera that you can look at to see what the weather is like up there. We've had over 3 feet of snow up there this year that I've seen from the camera. So be a while before we can get up there.
Question, is there other systems on that site, or is it just slowly just the ones that we're getting now?
Well, East Tiger Mountain has some commercial sites up there. So it's quite a large communication site. And so our lease is a spot of land with DNR, and Bob and Craig in the past have put a communication. You saw the building on the slide you up here. It's a white building, and we have some couple towers on it. We have all of our antennas on it. So that is what we have at East Tiger Mountain. And all these systems are located within inside that tower, inside that building. And the antennas are on the tower. So it's a very small area, not much more than maybe, I don't know, 12 feet long and maybe 8 feet wide or something like that. Maybe not even that. Pretty small. But they've packed full of stuff. East Tiger Gold Mountain site is we basically have a rack spot inside of a building and an antenna on 440 on a 160-foot tower. So there's no equipment up there other than just the spot and the antenna that we own on the tower. So we're looking at the possibility for that. A lot of the things that we're looking at is going to be directly involved with MCOM. So emergency communications, because that goes a long way with the state, and as far as our lease and the state's supporting the leases that we have up there. So. Okay.
Sounds like a really good relay article.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
That was.
We have and also a program. So we'll be doing a program here a little later when Bob and Craig can attend the meetings. We get stuff together here. We'll get a good, more thorough presentation of the repeater site with some pictures and stuff like that. So, okay. That's all I got for now. Thanks for working. I'm glad they worked through the winter because with 3 feet of snow, we wouldn't have got up there. Unless the club wants to buy a cat.
Four-legged.
All right, thank you, Hal, for the repeater update. Exciting times on that front. Let's see. Relay editor Mike, got anything for us?
Yes, I did not get many articles this month. I would like to get more articles. 300 people in this club. You would think we could get some more articles. 10 pictures. So please keep the relay in your minds come February.
All right, so send in those articles and pictures and stuff. You know we got stuff. Okay, moving on here to committee reports. Membership, we got Manfred or Rita.
Rita, would you like to talk?
We're just happy Rita's here.
Exactly.
Yay.
Big applause here. Hmm? Really? Okay. All right. So Rita has a problem with cancer again, unfortunately, and is undergoing treatment. And she has managed to get over that multiple times already. But we're so happy to have her, and we wish her well. And we want to keep you, of course, for many years to come. Right? Okay. Please let us know if we can do anything to help. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, so then we also have received notice of a silent key, KK7OKL, I think. Roy Fisher passed away recently. Dave?
I have no information other than he passed away.
Right. So that said, he only joined the club last year, I think, six months ago or so. So at least we were able to provide a home for him in this community, during his cancer, last stage of cancer, unfortunately. But okay, so we'll be organizing the silent key on the air ceremony for him at some point before too long. Otherwise, again, congratulations to all of the new members, and we're so glad to have you all. Otherwise,
the silent key thing, I helped with his estate and met
Yes.
his family.
Right.
So it would be nice if when we do the silent key thing, is there a way that could be recorded and
Yes.
send a file to his brothers?
Yes,
They would
absolutely.
appreciate doing
Yes,
that.
that's what we usually do. I'll talk to you offline. Yes, that is what. Okay, so I think that's it for now.
And next, we've got facilities and publicity. I don't see Jay here. Is Jay on Zoom? No. Okay. We've got some interesting things going on with that, so we'll be sure to let you know as soon as we get any updates on that. Education and training. I know I see Robert here, but Daniel is on Zoom.
Okay, you want to get me go first? Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, yeah. We've I want to say with Hal there over in Gold Mountain, we have one repeater there. We can also put another one up there on that one. You didn't mention that. On training and education, I love what Robin did. He did a great job at NVIS. It's fantastic covering antennas I serve. And if you guys want to put on a presentation like this, I'll hope and arrange a venue for you and advertise it like that. It doesn't have to be just classes like that. Dave Oglesby's got a general class going here in February. We also have a technician class in Auburn. It'll be on the 11th and the 25th. They're going to before and after the club meeting. We were not able to get consecutive Saturdays there in Auburn. It's a large venue. We can have a lot of people in there. And we do need some more teachers like that, or people just come to the classes and help out, making coffee or pass out handouts, etc., like that. What we do during the breaks is the instructors or the hams that are there go around, ask questions, that they answer questions that the students have, like that. We also have another class we're scheduling in May in Issaquah. It's going to be on the 6th and the 13th. It'll be after their cert class. That is not a really big venue at this point, maybe 2025. We normally fill that one up. So those are the two classes we got coming. I know the other guys don't know about the May class that just come down this week here with some of the emails like that. And if you want to have a class like an extra or that, go ahead and get a hold of me, KL7WM, training coordinator. And I'll get back to you. We'll get to a location and venue on the thing. We haven't had an extra class for a couple of years because of the COVID, but now we're going back into in-person classes, which is much, much better than a Zoom class on the thing. And Mike Dinkelman, I apologize not getting an article out to you on the thing. I was working with another newsletter and wrote 3 pages for that one. So is there anything else that I missed here, guys? So we're getting more in-person classes, which is a really valuable situation. I see a question.
Answer this. And Renton ECS is doing a technician class the first weekend in February. So you can go to their website and figure out how to contact them about that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Scott, and thank
Anything
you,
else, Robert?
Daniel. Any other questions for either of them? Don't see any in the room. Okay, public service, we've got Robert here. Would you like to come up?
Probably so. Yeah. Okay. So I am currently working on updating the booklet for this year, and that will be available at the swap meet, right term, in March. So good reason to come down. A couple of things about that. First of all, if you have any information that you'd like to share with me as far as anything to be added, new event, or either public service event or a ham fest or something like that that you know about that we didn't have listed this year, please. Change in contact people is helpful. I'll be, of course, contacting all of the existing contact people, and so I'll get a lot of updates that way. But any additions, any nets that you participate in or know about that aren't listed here, let me know. You can send me information at the public service, Dave, public service email address. Dave? Hi, Dave. Dave? Somebody tap Dave. The public service email address? The one that you use also? Yeah. Public service at mikeandkey.org, right? Okay. That'll reach me?
It's on the website.
Okay, it's on the website. Let's see. Apart from that, repeaters, we can only list a fraction of the repeaters in Western Washington, but if you have a repeater that you think deserves to be listed, let me know. I tend to favor the repeaters that are used on nets, and that accounts for a large percentage of the ones we list, but could swap some in and out depending on their use. Finally, we still are in a situation where Brendan, the person who does the layout for the booklet, no longer has access to the software that we use for the layout called InDesign. It's an Adobe piece of software. And so it's not going to be too bad. I think we can just sign up for a month of it, and it would be a nominal charge, $20 to $30. But if somebody has an Adobe subscription that includes InDesign that would be willing to let us use that, we really just need to use it for a weekend or two to do the layout in February, please let me know, and it'd be great to be able to do that and save a few dollars. And there are copies of the 2022 booklet up here for new members or anyone that doesn't have it. So, any questions? All right, thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Robert, for that public service update. Technical and special interest, we've got Jason. Come on up.
Good Lord, it is a big hike up here, isn't it? So AV people, so I'm going to go over technical and special interest along with some other things. So AV work, as of after March, I won't be able to do this anymore. So we are looking for folks. If Zoom and being able to participate remotely is important, please let me know if you'd like to help out with the gear here on site. I've had a couple people that have already reached out, which is great, but we'd like to get a rotation more than just one person. So that would be great to help out. Net ops, the 220 net is moving from 8 p.m. to 7 p.m. Wayne KA7CEE thought it was great to be able to do the 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. to try and get people on the 7:30 social net and people not being able to stay up late on Sunday night sometimes. So he'll be doing both the 7 and the 8 p.m. for the next few Sundays. He's going to transition it over to just 7 p.m. So great on Wayne for coming up with that great idea. Technical and special interest, our next meeting is Thursday next week. Keep an eye out for that calendar event. And again, those are the fourth Thursday of every month. I'll make sure that I post it up on the group's IO as a reminder for that. But topics and discussions are always welcome. So if Mark is online and has any feedback, if he can post it, can't get over to my machine to bring him up, but appreciate everyone's help. Thanks, guys.
Where can we find a Zoom connection?
The Zoom for that is actually will be in the main Groups IO channel, along with the technical and special interest Groups IO channel.
Okay, thank you for that, Jason. Move along here to an important one. Event coming up is the swap meet. Hal and Mike.
All right, Mike, get over here.
Senior
All right.
member, go first.
Yeah, senior members, okay. In 1980 or so, we used to have a auction. It was held up at McMicken Heights, small group. We made $600-700. We were really happy. Of course, the club was a lot smaller then. And then somebody said, hey, we ought to have a swap meet, a big swap meet. I don't know who that was, but
Balls are in.
balls are in it. And it was kind of patterned after what they have up in Alaska, and which is a lot more. It's more of I think Alaska is more than just a swap meet. It's probably a convention or something like that. When we tried that one year where we went 2 days and it didn't really work out too well. So we decided we would start one. We held our first one in 1982 at the Long Acres. About time they quit. Anyway, we leased their building and had it there for 3 years, and it was very, very popular. We moved to Cal Fairgrounds, which is now called Washington State Fair grounds in Puyallup. And we've been there ever since. This is our 38th year at Puyallup,
41st.
41st overall.
Well, no, it would be our 42nd, but it's our 41st.
Yeah, because we missed 1 year overall, but we've been at Puyallup for 38 years. And it's a huge event. It takes a lot of people to put on, but it's one of the largest ones in the Pacific Northwest. Maybe is the largest one in the Pacific Northwest, okay? People come from California, Arizona,
Idaho, BC.
Yeah, Idaho, BC, everywhere. But we need help. And I'm kind of going over this because we have a tremendous amount of new members in the club. And we would like to get you involved in helping us put on this swap meet. We have many, many tasks that have to be done. Starting on Friday, March 10th, and March 11th is the actual show day for the public. So it's 2 days, and it's very involved. And Mike will go over the different tasks that need to be done and where we need help. But we would like to have you get involved. You join the club, heard about us on repeater, whatever. Come on, get involved in the club activities. The money that we make, hopefully we can make this year. Last couple of years, we we did one in 2020. That was the first part of COVID shutdown, and it shut down just the following week after we had our swap meet. But it impacted us. We were down in attendance. We did not have one in 2021. 2022, we're starting to build, but still made a little bit more money than we did in 2020, but not nearly what we need to make in order to provide all the activities and functions that this club does. So that's what we run on. We run on the money from the swap meet, and it takes all you guys to help us. Every one of you. There's a lot of tasks. They're not hard. Some are hard. Some are outside. Some are inside. Some are setting up the PA system, talking to people. Some are selling radios up in a country store. Security. We don't do security anymore, but we still have people wandering around. Hang on a second, Don. So I just want to kind of impress upon everybody that's on Zoom, everybody that's here in attendance. If you're new, you haven't been to the swap meet, it's a fantastic. Come, you'll get hooked. It is really, really good. We're asking you to put in 2 hours worth of time. Hopefully you can do more than that, not all at once, Do a 2-hour shift and come back and do another 2-hour shift and something else another time. But we're asking for that help, and it's a plea, really, because Mike will tell you what we need. All right, and we've been doing this since then. So, Don, real quick.
My comment is it didn't really help our bottom line when the fairgrounds raised the price again.
Well, they raise it every year, so
That's normal.
that's sort of part of what we have to live with. But it's not so much that; it's the fact that we're half the number of people we need in attendance. So. Anyway, Mike?
So if you read the relay, you already read a lot of my begging and pleading, and frankly, I do this every year, so that's fine. This is 120 work slots. That's about what we have. And the stuff that's in yellow are not filled out yet. And we're at about 57% filled on Friday. And we're just barely ticking above 50% on Saturday. Now that's it's a little better than that because we have a whole bunch of slots for setup and tear down that we don't normally fill out anyway, but they show up in the total percentage. If we'd only need 60 people, if every one of the 60 people just work 2 2-hour slots, I mean, this is 122-hour slots. We have the loading dock is probably, or the pallet crew is probably the most obvious of them. That's where people, and then beyond that, that's a physical job. I don't really recommend that for our older members, but there are things you can do organizational-wise out there. It's also kind of chilly sometimes, though if the sun's shining, it's not too bad. We got registration. When the folks come in, the buyers come in, they need to pick up their packets. We have a really big crew, or need a really big crew the first 2 hours as we have a big rush, and then it kind of trickles off from that. We have 2 registration sites, one in the middle of the fairgrounds, one over at the walk-in gate. We have the country store upstairs where people can bring their consignments. And you as a worker are actually allowed to put items for consignment. We would rather have you work than man a table. So if you want to put some items in the country store, you can sell them up there consignment free. We have, well, VE testing is handled by Scott. If you're interested in doing that, you need to talk to Scott. We have hospitality. I do not have somebody to run hospitality. Hospitality is where our badged workers can go get something to drink, something to eat. If I can't get I can't even get a chairperson for hospitality, I basically set up some slop buckets for you, and you're stuck with what you get. So, you know, not as fancy as Michelle used to do. So, but adequate. What else do we got out there? Tickets. We need ticket sellers. Manfred's running the tickets. We need ticket takers. So if you're good, you don't mind selling, sitting in a booth for a couple hours, we need ticket sellers. And there's one more, isn't there? Who else am I missing? Announcing. So announcing, we have a public address and the talk-in station. That group, they're kind of, you know, they fill up quick. I guess there's sort of a little click there, but there's still some spots open if you want to try to worm your way into that. So those are the main areas. Oh, and let's just talk about the 2 big ones that don't get any notice at all. And I notice people don't tend to sign up for them, though they show up. It'd be nice if you'd sign up so we would know ahead of time. Setup. Friday, we set up starting about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. We've got 300 tables on 2 floors, 600 chairs to set up. Takes a crew to do it. And so it's if you go sign up for Country Store, that's fine. Go down there and say, well, I'm going to be there anyway in the morning on Friday. I'll help set up. And when we're all done, we got to tear it all down. And we do that in 3 hours from the time we close to the time we leave. And it's a lot of work, and we need people to stick around to do tear down. And that doesn't mean you got to throw tables around, but you know, there's brooms to be pushed and there's different things to do. So that's the other big part of it. We will discuss all of this in more detail next month. I will be doing the program on the swap meet, and we'll discuss how, when, where, and why we do it. And it's usually a good, if you're a freshman or a newbie, it's good information, and even if you're an old timer, it's a good refresher. So I've been a member of this club almost 40 years. The dues were $12 when I joined. I don't even pay dues anymore because I'm a life member. So if we can't turn this around and make it work, and it could fail for a couple of reasons. One could be price, like Don says, or it could be a lack of activity by club members. I've known several ham fests in this region that have died since I've been a ham because of a lack of people to work them. And we're fighting demographics. There's a lot of gray hair out here, and I understand it. It's tough to get up at 5:30 in the morning on Saturday and go push pallets around or things like that. But it's important to the life of the club, and if we don't have the people to run this, then we can't do it anyway. And then if we want to continue having a vastly expanded repeater system or field day or a picnic, then in order to support that, dues will definitely have to go up. So anyway, we'll talk about this in further detail next month. It's really good to see you all out there this month. This is the biggest crowd we've had since we've gone back to in-person meetings. It sort of feels like the old days. So anyway, If you're interested in joining, signing up, the website, it's online. Go to the Mike and Key website, and there's a link to our volunteer system. If you have any questions, there's also a document that describes all the jobs and sort of how they work. And sign up 2 or 3 times if you can. And if you've got any questions, my email is all over the place. So any questions about the swap meet that you don't think can wait till next month?
I got another comment.
Oh.
Not going to get out of here that easy. You know, there's some perks to signing up to work. So this is a swap meet. People that come in to buy stuff, we don't let them in until 9 o'clock on Saturday, okay? So they get to come in at 9 o'clock and they have to pay to get in, okay? If you're working, you don't have to pay to come in. Not only that, but you get to be down there Friday, Saturday, before the crowd comes in. You can go around and haggle with some of the sellers because they're selling. They're selling between themselves. So, you know, you get first chance to come in and look at some good stuff and a chance to haggle with some of the sellers to get what you want. If you're on the pallet crew, you see all this stuff coming in. So, and you know, and if you're down there and you worked your 2 hours, you get to walk around and just. So these are some of the perks, you know. So this is a big perk for you guys. And if you're looking at some stuff or just want to see what's coming in, what kind of stuff that they're selling and stuff, but it's a good deal. Robert. Yeah.
Pallet crew also gets to see what's going out at the end. I've made a couple of very good deals right off of the pallet before I got loaded into the car because they don't want to take it home.
Yeah. So yeah, the pallet. We'll get into this in more detail, but we have a system down there for loading because we're in the. If you ever been to the Washington State Fairgrounds, you all been there? We're in the pavilion building. You know where the Gold Gate is? The Gold Gate is right on the corner of 9th and Meridian. Okay, that's right on the corner. You park across the street in the Gold parking lot. But you come into that gate, and the pavilion is the first building on your left when you come through the gate. And it's a big 2-story building, 40,000 square feet. And like Mike said, we have 300 plus tables up there. So,
Parking is free.
yeah, parking's free. Don't have to worry about being told if you park in Catlin's anymore because divorce and something you guys can come on down there. Put in a couple hours, support the club.
Put in a couple more than that.
Yeah. Mike and I are down there. Well, Mike and I will be hauling pallets from his outlet. By the way, we could use some help doing that.
Yeah.
We have to haul 180 plastic.
197 now.
You can stop collecting them. 197 plastic pallets from his house, where he's now storing them, down to the fairgrounds. So we need and could use anybody that's got a large trailer. I'm borrowing one to help us in that move, and also some bodies to help us load the pallets on the trailer, take them down there, unload them. They're not wood, they're plastic, so they're a little lighter than the wood ones. But yeah, anyway, so we could use a little help for that, and that's not even on the lifting, but that's stuff that Mike and I start doing Tuesday or Monday afternoon or Tuesday, and then I go down with my crew and I lay out the floor for where all the tables have to go on Thursday, so that when the crew comes in on Friday morning to start setting up the table, it's all laid out. They just follow the marks. So Anyway, that's all I have. I'm just pushing it one more time. Sign up, support the club. You join the club. This is our lifeline.
We have to do setup for the exam session, so you guys need to close it out.
Yep.
Today.
All right. That's all I got.
One more, I guess.
Oh, Mike's got one more.
We can go tag team back.
We're going tag team here.
So,
Right, you're it.
I would like to point out, since I've taken over registration, that Dave will be handling setup on site, so he'll be your boss. You did a really good job just sort of walking in and telling people what to do last year, so he's going to do it this year again. So it's not shown as a point of responsibility on the sign-up list, but that's who you'll be working for with setup, so that's good. The other nice thing is, yeah, you can get all the equipment, but after doing this almost 40 years, I don't buy hardly anything down there at all. But I know a lot of hams in this region, and a lot of them I only see once a year, and I see them at the swap meet. So after we open up and things, I'm just walking around, you know, hi Mike, hi Dave, hi Joe, hi Fred, you know, all the people I know. And some of them got tables from Eastern Washington. That's the only time I see them is when they come over. Some are just buyers, and we meet up. You know, it's great. So that's, to me, that's even better as the social aspect of this. You know, you sometimes wonder, amateur radio is dying. But when you go down there and you have 2,000 of your fellow peers down there, it's a lot of fun. So, okay, I've said enough because I've got a lot more to say next month. So anyway.
Great, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Hal. We got Scott. Do you want to do the audit committee?
Yeah, I'll just do it quickly here. Sam is the chairman of the audit committee. He couldn't be here today, so there was an audit done of last year's books last Thursday, I think, or Wednesday, and it all passed. The audit committee was happy with it, so that's a good thing.
We'll skip old and new business. I don't think we have any.
Field day.
Oh, did you want to talk about field day, David? Do you have anything?
Yeah, can I have a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, Scott. I'll try to be brief. So I just wanted to remind everybody, field day is June 24th. Similar to the swap meet, I could use everybody there for field day. I just want to remind everybody, the number one reason that people don't come to field day that I hear every year is like your niece, your nephew, your grandchild, your son, your daughter, they're getting married June 24th. So just tell them all right now, it's not allowed. Like just tell them for like June is bad luck, Jupiter's in descent or something, right? So I just want to warn you all, but it's Saturday, June 24th. We'll also be camping at Fort Flagler. That's where we do field day. We'll be camping the week prior. So I just want to put in a plug for field day. Check your calendar. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all there.
It's a beautiful site for a wedding.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to do a low budget wedding, we'll figure out how to work you in, and we'll see you there. Thanks.
Radio school. Now, you might mention, or I'll mention it, that whole week, starting on Monday, a lot of us come down, bring our RVs, trailers, and what have you, and we have a great camp out.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. The wagon wheel. It's like we get it from Monday to Monday. The Monday before to the Monday after.
Yep.
So if you want to come on out, feel free to be our. A lot of people set up antennas and do portable stuff. It's fun.
We swap a lot of good lives.
Oh yeah, and we have a lot of good campfires and stuff too. And it is free. The club covers it.
And we put
Okay,
up the antenna.
Any last good of the order things? Anything for?
Nominations.
Oh, nominate! I knew we had business. Go ahead.
Okay, making it quick also, speaking to you as the chairman of your board, we have quite a few openings to fill. There are 3 officers whose term limits arrived, president, vice president, and secretary. Thank you all for doing a fantastic job this last 2 years, but these 3 jobs are open, positions are open to be filled, and we have 4 of the trustees. I'm the only surviving trustee, so as to speak, so don't let me do that all by myself. It could be very dangerous. Right? But so there are 4 trustee positions open, 3 regular ones, and Jason had to resign due to family reasons. So please talk to me, or I'll talk to you if you don't know what those jobs are all about. But we need to have club members step forward and participate at the leadership level and make this club work and bring us all forward. Okay, thank you so much.
Almost forgets that time of the year again. So if you're interested in serving the club in that way, I think we'll be doing nominations for that. Good. Are we doing any? Hey, Manfred, are we doing any nominations today?
Well,
sorry, we're too late.
Right,
we're too late for that.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like that presentation took a while. Any last good of the order? Anything for the club? Go ahead.
And then 7QHC, I do 10 meters a lot. I'm a member of 1010 International Nets, chapter head of Chief Seattle chapter. I've moved north of Seattle. I'm below a hill. I don't get into Seattle anymore. I'd like to have another chapter manager in the Seattle area to take over my position. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dan. Anything else? It's like we're about to close here. Any good of the orders? Is there a move to adjourn? Okay, a second. Okay. All in favor, raise your hands. All right, we're adjourned. Thanks, you guys, for joining us today, and we'll be doing the VE session here shortly. Thanks for coming.